If someone disrespects you, whether they mean to or not, in a public setting, it's completely fine to
let them know.
Start a conversation with them about it in front of everyone about how you're not okay with how they're talking to you. Especially motherfuckers working a cash register because they didn't work hard enough or do anything with their fucking life. You want to Ace Hardware's paying you $12 an hour and you think you're going to take it out on me? All I have to do today was get that light bulb. I'll stand here for 15 minutes and make you feel like shit. You're not going to treat me like shit because your life sucks. Get out and work hard. It takes all kinds, and I guess if you want to be a loser, I'll see you at Ace Hardware.
Anyway, brought to you by Ace, the helpful place.
The shipping company.
Here's what I can tell you, dude. I'm going to need you to keep that mic
N-word, N-word, N-word.
fist away from your face.
Welcome to the Austin Braxton experience, ladies and gentlemen.
Hold on. How come you're...
Keep it a fist away.
Try two fists.
Two fist. Two fist.
You're loud. You're loud. Am I loud? Oh, I'm loud.
Are you loud?
Get up there. If I get on it.
You do a studio and we'll have comfy chairs.
It's going to be next level. All right. We made it, dude. Thank you for tuning in to the Austin Braxton experience.
Shout out to T-Bone that I saw in the field, and shout out to all the dogs that were chilling at the shop.
Holy Christ, dude.
Bring your own Northwest Biotech or whatever.
Yeah, dude. BYONWBT. I'll tell you what we did, dude, is we went to the shop and lifted the vibe.
That'll happen.
Mm-hmm. So anyway, what's
I
going
didn't
on
see
with
nearly
you?
as many penises as I thought I would.
Really?
Yeah.
See, and I saw exactly as many as I expected.
Nice. But you've been there before.
True, and I see the same amount every time I go
That
there.
breeze coming through the window, gotta tell you, I'm a fan.
Dude, speaking of breeze coming through the window.
Are you coming through breeze window or what?
Anyway, here's what I'll tell you, dude.
And when we say brie, we're not talking about Coy's brie unless we say Coy's brie.
I'm sick.
We're talking about the little glasses wearing the B train's been.
Dude, and you know what else happened?
What? Ooh, you were going to tell me something in the garage, and then you said, hold on, we'll save it for the podcast.
But she brought up something. You remember me telling you about the Wingstop manager from the jail movie?
Yes.
And then she brought that up yesterday as if, like, she's like, I just can't get over the Wingstop manager. And I thought, I wonder if she's listening to the pod and she's using it to fucking say things I'll like.
That's fair.
But who knows? And then I thought, hey, B-Train, you don't have to get paranoid and spiral out of control about this shit. You can say, you've been listening to the pod? See how easy that is?
Yeah, you could say that.
I didn't. I touched
The good news is, like most women, she probably isn't going to listen for long.
Here's what I can say, dude. I hate that I said that.
Why?
I want to tell you this.
That's how I felt. No, I'll tell you something. It's a good thing, motherfucker. That's how I felt when I said that shit about Meg sending me that message about haircuts. Mm-hmm. Turns out she listened to the pod, called me, and said, hey, that's not... I don't know what made it seem that way, but I don't send messages to the wrong person, and I would have acknowledged it if I did. She was like, I didn't mean it that way. I was talking about the other person, not you. Sorry it made you feel that way.
Editor's note, story correction. Us two geniuses got it wrong.
That's fucking all time.
I am sick and goddamn tired of people asking me where I'm from. Like they detected an accent and they're like, ooh, I'll connect with this guy by asking him where he's from.
I get that a lot when I say y'all.
I get it a lot everywhere I go with everything I say.
People are like, are you from Texas? You from Texas? You come from Texas? No, I don't know. I hear people say y'all all the fucking time, not in Texas.
Mm-hmm. That's not a crime. And it's not just y'all for me.
Now, if you start saying a yank Nona, okay. You're getting a little southern.
I'm heavy on the ain'ts.
You're below the equator.
Here's what I'm telling you. The other day a guy goes, where are you from? And I said, Idaho Falls. And he goes, oh, but like, where are you from originally? I said, well, I live in St. Anthony. He's like, yeah, but like before that. And I said, just born and raised here. What's
not
the deal?
Keeping any secrets from you, pal.
And he goes, I said I spent the last winter in East Texas. He goes, oh, that's what it is. Yeah, I could hear an accent. Yeah, and I was like, no, I just talk dumb. I'm insecure. It's not like this isn't a cool accent. I'm just retarded.
Oh, that's so much fun.
Yeah. So
you know what I had right before you got here? A pizza Lunchable. They had a whole bin of fucking Lunchables on clearance at Walmart yesterday for 98 cents a piece.
Oh,
yeah.
Fill it up.
Dude, I'm fucking in shorts and a sweat-covered shirt because I just left the gym. So I probably looked like the fattest piece of shit. I have my wireless earphones in, jamming some rap that I'm probably saying out loud, not paying attention as I'm walking around. And I'm shoveling Lunchables, dude. I'm making sure I'm matching. Got to have 2 turkeys, 2 hams. Got to have the same for the boys so they don't fight over it. Loaded up. I got probably 20.
You hit the self-checkout on them?
Every time, dude.
Just dripping sweat on your 25 Lunchable boxes. Beep. Beep. That's crazy.
Oh, dude. Yeah, it depends on the line situation, but most of the time I will make someone check me out, even if the self-checkout's empty, because I don't like that Walmart has forced me into this position where I'm over a barrel and basically have to check myself out because they have 3 people working cash registers.
Like I'm an employee.
And I'm going to take this moment to bitch about something that I haven't got to bitch to anyone about. The coolers were down in Walmart, right? So I couldn't go into the frozen section because they didn't want to open them until they were fixed so that everything would stay frozen.
Nicely done.
The motherfuckers that get your shit for online pickup could still go under the caution tape and go in there and get frozen stuff to sell you outside of the store. But if you weren't a lazy piece of fucking trash that can't battle your anxiety and actually go to a fucking store, you fucking 2-year-old, then you can still get shit from the freezer. But I walked my ass inside and you tell me no? I bitched out loud about it and said something to the lady there. I said, oh, that's fucking neat. So they can go in and get it for online pickup, but I can't shop in there. And she put her hands up like, you can shoot the messenger if you want, but I just have to stand here. You know what I mean?
That's so funny that you said my 30s are going to be about peace, and then your 30s are what they're always about for everybody, complaining to the manager about the fucking bullshit.
What the fuck is this?
That's funny. That comes full circle.
Yeah, I'll spend, man, if the boys are in school, I'll do a 15, 20-minute wait in the line to make a lady. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
I didn't think that I could meet the dumbest person in the fucking world and know it when I met him.
Is this in the school line?
Buddy, no, this is in the Walmart grocery checkout line. Because
I was going to say, you might be the dumbest person in the school line, but we'll get back to that in a minute.
I don't know why you're hating on Cotton Eye Joe, dude. I was bopping the fuck out.
I'm not hating on Cotton Eye Joe.
It was the dance remix, too, so I was fucking...
We're coming back to it. Who was the dumbest person you ever met?
This lady, bless her soul, she probably has a family, a son, daughter, grandkids that think the world of this fucking retard. This lady, I don't know if it was day one on the cash register. I don't know what was happening. The 2 ladies in front of me, the lady that's getting her shit rang up, has a bag of produce. The lady can't figure out how to weigh it. For 5 minutes, didn't call for help. We are directly across from customer service. And I'm staring to the point, I'm glaring at her like, is this a fucking joke? And realistically, not even exaggerating, after probably 3.5 minutes, 4 minutes, she sets it to the side and goes, we'll come back to that. One item. Boop. And then she went to set it in a bag, looked in the other bags, and then set it in a different bag. And I'm like...
They don't drug test.
Steaming fucking pissed. This is the dumbest bitch I have ever seen in my life. It was so insane. I've never wanted to fight an old woman, but just a fucking quick back of the hand on the forehead and go, get out!
She wasn't a young lady?
Oh, no. We're talking 60? 55, she had no business on a register.
Oh, no.
She doesn't know technology. I don't know much she would be good at other than being a piece of shit and royally inconveniencing my day. She fucking killed it, that dude. She was all time. If her goal was to be a fucking nuisance, dude.
That makes me think...
One satisfied customer after another.
Did the line get backed up pretty long?
Oh, yeah.
Does that...
People were starting to funnel around me into the other aisles. To check out with the other, because you're probably moving 2-3 carts full in the time she was moving one person through. I don't know, hold on here, and she could
dude. And talk about a rock and a hard place, because you go to the self checkout. The hell on earth happened to me today. I go, where's the barcode? I was never trained to do this. This isn't my job. And then the old lady that has to watch me is like, I know.
You know what I started doing?
But then you go to a real register with a human being and she's stuck in a vial of molasses.
Yeah, it's insane,
That's
dude.
crazy.
It was nuts. But one thing, so I do two things. Either one, I'll make a bitch check me out. If I don't have time for that, I will go to self-checkout, and I press print on the receipt, but I refuse to take it.
Cool.
You want to stop me at the door and get my receipt? You can go back to fucking register 83 and get it if you want, bitch. And if you think I'm stopping this train, we're headed.
Dude.
This stops at that Toyota. That's the first time this cart stops.
I wish that I was cool and excited about life like that, but I ultimately had to put to rest the receipt argument at the door of the Walmart. Because I got into the particulars of it on the internet and got to the bottom of it. And legally, they're not allowed to stop you. So you could have the receipt and just say, nope, and walk right by them.
Mm-hmm.
We don't do that because they make $10 an hour. They also don't care. They can't be smart enough to know what's going on. And so I have decided to just be very nice to them.
I've picked a middle ground. So if it is obviously someone that they're lucky they got that job, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
homie with a chromie, long foreheads, eyes are a little east and west. We know it's good. Obviously, I'm nice to the handy-capable. I don't get rude with them. But some sawed-off little bitch or some fucking dude, the dudes that take it, they're like, hey, so I need to see your, don't type, you're out. Mm-hmm. So what I've chose, here's the middle ground.
You're not saying to the...
What I've chose to do is take the middle ground, and I stop and give them the receipt, but I belittle them the whole time. Here you go, Barty Fife. Call off the search party. Just give them some, you know what I mean?
I like that.
Yeah.
That's a way better way
You should be
it.
ashamed of what your job is. I'm going to throw a little shame your way. You're going to check the cart. We're both going to move on.
And that's fair. Because
I can't not get something from this experience, sir.
In a similar vein, I heard somebody say that at work, people were complaining about how would anybody like to go camping? It's, who wants to pretend to be homeless for the weekend? That's crazy. Mm-hmm. And when I heard that, I went... And they also said, this is just by the way, they said pets were like, people that have pets are kind of dumb. They're not your babies. It's just a damn animal. Why would you even have a pet? And I get what they're saying about the line. But that's not the point. The point is they're shitting on things everybody likes. And what I thought when I heard that about the camping and the homelessness, I thought, yeah, I guess that would suck. I mean, touch grass, that would be the first thing I'd want to tell you. And then second of all, I guess it's not as bad as the world you live in that's just bright white lights all the time. And you're like indoors. And then you're with other people that are just surrounded by bright white lights indoors. And then you guys just talk about how much nature must suck. Yeah, that sounds way better than sitting out with a pine tree, you fucking retard.
I think that people that say that about camping, why would you want to go pretend to be homeless? Have you never been outside ever in your fucking life? What are you talking about?
It makes no
We
sense.
don't get together and fucking wear shitty clothes and steal crack from each other out of our tent. Like, I'm not... This isn't fucking Skid Row. I sleep in a tent because there's mosquitoes and it might rain. But have you never just got wrecked for a weekend in the mountains and then just packed your shit up and went home? It's like if you party at home, the next morning it's still fucking there. It's in it. It's part of it. When you leave the mountains, you pack your garbage and your shit up and get out of there.
Dude.
That we were just silly. We were just camping this weekend.
And you get to leave it there. I once ate an insane amount of mushrooms and cried on the back of a snowmobile all day and looked up at the mountains and said, I'm going to leave her there. I'm going to leave her. And I have a Snapchat video saved that I don't watch every year. It comes up of me just crying saying, I'm doing it. I'm leaving her here. I was going to leave her in the mountains. I didn't leave her in the mountains, dude.
Who was it?
No, but it doesn't matter.
Okay.
But I was in love for a while, and then I ate mushrooms in the mountains and said, we'll leave her here. And much like you can leave the party.
Was she with you, or were you leaving the...
No, she was long gone.
Oh.
And I said, stop holding on to it, B-Train. Let it go. And I thought
this couldn't be the lying, cheating cunt.
It could be. And I tried to have a good...
Guess we'll never know.
I thought that I had a big breakthrough, I wasn't a breakthrough. It was just feeling emotion, and then I was able to eventually just leave her wherever she's supposed to go.
Nice.
My point is, when you're in the mountains, you can leave stuff behind, and it's very cathartic and therapeutic.
Yep, you can. And you can get fallen down, rip-roaring, fucking wasted with your boys.
Bruh.
And as long as there's not a woman around to ruin it like they do everything,
they do.
You'll have the best weekend of your life.
I hear you.
You'll wake up the next morning and everyone will look at each other and go, how fucking crazy was that? That's more fucked up than we've ever been. And then you'll hear immediately after a as someone pops the top on a cold one, and we're back, dude,
And
immediately.
First of all, how funny are you when you're just hungover camping? When you stayed up till 2 just
best.
getting, and you wake up and you're like, everything sucks. What are we doing, boys? Do you know how many Snapchats there are of me like opening my tank, cowboy hat, underwear, cowboy boots, and just walking out like, holy fuck, boys, give me a beer. There's nothing better than a good.
It is the best.
Now let me try.
How do we
and...
boycott women? What do we got to?
I know, I'm
Everything that we enjoy.
reverse you. Have you ever done that shit with a fun chick around that like, then you get to go snuggle afterwards?
No.
Okay, because that's another level. Because I did that once a long time ago when I was young, when we got to be in love. Remember how you got to just be in love so easy when you were young? What's our fucking deal?
I was daydreaming about that just yesterday.
What's our deal, dude? Because I'm not. 2024 is the year of opening.
I think
ourselves
I
up to
push it
love.
away. I'm in a fucking tight spot. The 35-plus-year-olds are in this spot where they figured their shit out in the last part of their 20s and early 30s, and now they're set. They have a home. They're fucking, like, they have their whole life
Settled
put together. So they're not exactly interested in this oil field working, rides his Harley around, just worrying about what we're doing tomorrow, not really thinking about the future. So those women are kind of out. And there's this plethora of fucking 22 to 25-year-old girls that want to date me, but it's like we don't relate about enough things. And, not even that. They view some of the shit that they're going through like the end of the world. And I get that it seems like the end of the world at that fucking age, but I see what they're going through, and I'm going, you know, people you love could fucking die in a car crash tomorrow? What the fuck are you if you don't like your boss, quit, you stupid. What the fuck are you talking about?
I know, but...
And it's hard for me to be compassionate to their situation. And then most girls my age that are fucking looking for someone, I don't have a problem with kids, especially if they're boys. I wouldn't even mind a girl. But it's like, okay, so do I want to date someone with kids? Got to start looking for a fucking bigger house in the next year. This ain't going to fucking work. Mm-hmm. Frustrating. So I think I just have a hard time.
Well, can I tell you another thing?
A
thought I had. I hope it's not wrong. I'm going to have to say this other thing before I tell you, though. Because I had this thought that I got to get out of me. Because I've been feeling weird about you because of how you've been in the dumps a little bit. And it kind of... I don't mean this in a way that it's on your shoulders, but it drags me down. I go, oh, fuck, that's like our fucking North Star. That's our damn divining rod. I go, he's not doing good. Fuck. So then I keep talking to you about it, but then I feel bad because I don't like talking to... when I feel like I bring it up or I gossip about you with you. Do you know what I mean?
I get what you mean, but you got to let that...
Well, I'm just saying, I want you to know where my heart is.
Yes, but we're far past that.
No, I know, but I just go,
because
you don't, every time you talk to me, you don't be like, hey, here's an idea for how you should get your life together. That makes me feel like a bad friend.
It shouldn't, because first of all, I call you for outlook on outside perspective on how my life is looking to everyone else. Okay. Because I think I do have enhanced perspective. Oh, I just had this thought, and I love this. Cool. I think what is happening with me is I think that there is 4 or 5 emotional problems that I've had over the last 3 or 4 years that have been blanketed with booze. Mm-hmm. So I think, and for everyone,
and now we're confronting them.
So now we're working through that shit and making peace with it, which I think... I internalize a lot when I'm not, and I'm figuring out how to not do that, and it seems like I'm more down. I hear that from everybody. But inside, I'm happier and better than I've been in so long.
Really? Well, you're in a mental battle a lot. I know that.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's not the down. Because saying you're sad is the wrong thing. But Perfect. I go, oh, he's in a constant war. Mm-hmm. And when my dog's fucking at war, I go, oh, fuck, what if we tried this? And then I go, hey, chill, because I've been at war. Mm-hmm. And then people come around with fucking strategies all the time. And I go, hey, stop with the strategies for this war that I'm fighting.
I love it, and if I ever want you to stop telling me something, I can assure you I'll tell you. There's no part of me that will be
Gemini in you.
Like, oh, every time he comes around, he says, I'll go, hey, you want to shut the fuck up with that? And we'll just move on.
Yeah, we will. I want to tell you what I was going to tell you then, the thought I had, because it is kind of exactly what you're saying.
Okay.
Which is, and I talked about it for 15 podcasts in a row when I stopped drinking last year. Mm-hmm. And letting go of the booze and how that is such an identity or a personality thing. And we've seen, God bless, dude, praise God, this wasn't me, but we figured out a personality that's separate from the booze. Mm-hmm. There's another drug involved too as part of my fucking personality. That's kind of gay, but for sure. My point is that this is like, the way you date is like, hinges on alcohol, relies on alcohol. So you have to figure out a new way to be without alcohol, a new person to be, mm-hmm. and then also how to relate to how to date. Because dating's like a whole game that you have to
It is
navigate.
so hard
And
not
it's different.
drinking like I was drinking. Here's the first thing I want to say to everything you just said. Though it is a definite battle, I am so appreciative for it because I deserve it. I took years, probably
Not fighting.
3 to 4 years, just going, fuck it, I'll have another drink. We'll deal with those problems. I'm 30 fucking years old. I should have to deal with some shit for a little while.
Okay,
and I want it to sting and I want it to be hard
So we can-
so that I don't forget, hey, we can't just go to sipping booze 7 nights a week with all our buddies and then going, God, I can't figure out why I'm fucking depressed.
And that is the nature of the universe.
Because one thing that's gone is, yes, now it's an emotional battle. My depression's gone. My feeling lost is gone. My number one problem is the identity crisis. You said it best. I'm the guy with fucking beer in my hand. What do you... So it's talking, and people don't realize when you change that, and this isn't something I'm seeking pity or wanting help with. They don't realize how big of an overcast it is when you do decide, okay, I'm not drinking. I'm stopping that. Then when my friends invite me to do something or I go do something where I would normally drink, like this barbecue coming up.
It's uncharted territory.
Every time I walk in, Terry will be like, hey, the fridge is right there. You go help yourself because they have friends over to party all the time and their friends just leave their fucking different kinds of beers and shit in the fridge. Terry
Braden
goes,
Anderson's house was that way, and I was always freaking like,
and she always goes, ransack the fridge, whatever you can find out
you
there.
start drinking Lanny's all of a sudden, Heineken.
And people don't realize this huge thing it becomes in my head when I go, okay, how do I navigate this? I think about it for a week before the day gets here, then I'm in the moment. It's weird and it's fucking
And why wouldn't you? Because you never had the
I
skills.
don't know who I am without doing that.
You never did it. How could you?
The fun part
Is
each time you do it, realizing more and more who you are aside from that. You know what I mean?
Just like when
finding your
just
identity.
like when you got scared to go to Texas and you went to Texas. Well, just like both of us have that same story. We were scared to go to Texas and we did.
For sure. Did I talk to you about that last night?
No.
That is so crazy you brought that up.
Quite a bit.
Wrote it in my notes. Me and Gunner, he said, and he asked me a story. We were talking about money, then we talked about Texas, and he wanted the whole story. We sat here for an hour and a half from getting hired. To driving out there and what I was doing. It was crazy. It was one of the coolest conversations we ever had. But we'll get back to that.
Those are the best. I remember so many of those. Like, okay, Dad, so what was this? I've heard you tell this story. But
and I said I was scared as fuck. And his face when I told him I showed up. We were talking about drives. I said, I drove 24 fucking hours straight to Texas. And then, I'm back. And he said, did you know anyone out there? I said, not a fucking soul. I pulled into the first truck stop, shut my truck off, and got diesel, and it wouldn't fucking start. I'm looking around like, what the fuck? Luckily, a guy in a service truck was getting diesel. And I said, do you have like any wire? And I started poking around with power, found out the fuel shutoff solenoid power wire wasn't getting power. So just jumped it and got to the man camp. But I was like, yeah, dude, it was the scariest fucking thing I've ever done. But now someone could say, we'll pay you $200,000 a year, but the job's in Florida. Be there soon. I know what it's like to run across the U.S.
And the perfect goddamn metaphor, because that is going to your friend's house when you're not drinking, and they're like, there's the fridge. And you're like looking around, my truck won't start. Holy fuck. Mm-hmm. But you know what I mean? You can start poking around. You do know how to talk to people. You've been sober
for sure
for periods of time or for the beginning of the day. It's just continuing.
The biggest thing I would like to say to anyone that feels like they're struggling with that identity crisis, I put a huge hat on it before, but what I've realized as this whole thing's going on is there is no identity crisis. Because of the lifestyle you're living, you have kind of forgotten who you are. It only takes a couple weeks. It starts coming back. You'll be standing in the mirror in basketball shorts going, why don't you put your pants and boots on, you fucking 2-year-old? And why aren't we working on that fucking green truck we love? What the fuck's happening?
You know what I mean? Right, dude.
So it's a positive. It feels like a huge crisis, but you just have to go do whatever the fuck it is you're doing. If it's you're being sober, go hang out with people that aren't fucking sober just like you normally do. And the first time is going to be fucking weird. And by the third time, it won't make a fuck and you'll have your own lane. It's not as big of a deal as you think it is if you're worried about that being the problem with slowing down whatever it is. You're fucking drinking or you're womanizing. Sleep. I've slept with 2 women in the last 45 days.
We're turning over a new leaf.
Yeah, and both of them, I've already slept with a bunch. So
we're on it.
If you're thinking about doing it, do it. Your mental health will thank you. Your body will thank
and we
gotta
remember, we gotta zoom out and look at time with a little bit more wisdom than just all these feelings and thoughts and emotions and this battle that rages on in our head. Just zoom out and be like, okay, well, 2 weeks is going to go by no matter what. And we've done how many 2-week sections in our life? You know what I mean? So you want to try something new. You want to fucking start reading or start walking or do anything. Now, this brings us back to what you said about there's 3 or 4 things that have been lacking in your life that have been covered up with booze. I heard this from a doctor the other day. The SPIRE model. I'm just going to breeze through the cliff notes of what he said real quick because, dude, I know this shit so well that I just listened to him talk on a podcast and, like, it's just in my brain because it was so, like, I'm well-versed in the subject matter. Do you know what I mean? It'd be like somebody telling you about some mechanical thing that happens on a motor, and you're like, oh, okay, I get it. So he says, when we pursue happiness as a direct goal, it leads to unhappiness. We know that, and there's a scientific study that if we wake up and our goal is happiness, we're not going to achieve it. So he's figured out through all his nerd fucking dork shit that the SPIRE model, which is your spirit, and he defines happiness as being like whole and wellness, not like, you know, joy and fucking euphoria. But so if you have wellness and like wholeness and homogeny and balance and all the stuff I'm always talking about in these 5 categories, then happiness, and you pursue those categories, then happiness is a secondary result. Spiritual wellness, physical wellness, intellectual wellness, relationship wellness, emotional wellness. So can we breeze through those real quick?
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Spiritual, we've been on that journey pretty good. So that, and I think that you do things that fill up your spiritual tank, that make you feel connected. SPIRE, physical. You're in the gym. So you're doing things to like take care of your physical, and then happiness is going to be a result. Intellectual wellness. What are you doing to challenge your mind? And by the way, when the doctor said this, I went, Mason already figured this out when he says, wake up, keep your mind busy, keep your heart busy, keep your hands busy. Love people.
I don't know what I've been doing.
Intellectual wellness. Have we been learning new things or exploring new ideas or reading books or trying new things? Yes,
I got to be honest.
Drinking.
Yes. So
But
all the normal things that happen as it is, you know, because when you're not, I'll tell you this about when your fucking brain isn't foggy and fucking alcohol soup because you drink 7 days a week, you can't just stare at TikTok like you used to.
No, that's
after like 4 days, I was like, how the fuck, like 5
move.
minutes in, it's like, get the fucking shit away from me. It's insane. So you start finding other things. Clean. One thing I will say that will always make you feel better, I don't give a fuck who you are or where you live, cleaning, deep cleaning. Move furniture, vacuum under it, mop floors. It doesn't matter if you mop your floors twice a day. You will not have your house spotless or whatever space you're in and smelling like cleaner. It will never not feel good when you finish doing it. I fucking promise.
And you look around.
You do that and then take a shower and get out and get nice clothes and sit in your house and look around and watch a show or something.
Yeah.
That'll do you in
We call
every
that
time.
a healthy coping skill.
For sure.
And we have bad coping skills too.
And I don't know how feels if we have to edit this or not,
We
but
do.
I've been getting fuck for a month. So as far as the intellectual thing, it hasn't stopped, brother. Holy fuck. And it's been good.
Dude, you know what you need to try?
What?
This would be crazy. We need to get you a book or something. You got your AA book. When you're getting and you're spinning out and you're doing mental battles, go outward. Like be like, okay, well, let's put some new information in instead of my own
You got me that book I need to read, A Liberated Mind.
Yes, and you got to do it with no judgment because you might open it up, read a page, and just be like,
I've read 29 pages, and so far it's been good.
I just mean being super. And then you
That's
go,
fair.
oh, fuck, I'm too dumb.
Words, what the fuck?
And it's like, don't worry about it. You're just doing something different. You know what I mean? Anyway, we can move right along, dude. But that SPIRE model.
No, I want to finish on that.
Okay.
And the other thing that I've been doing as far as makes me feel better mentally, I don't know if that's the same as intellectually, but makes me feel better about the way things are around me, is I look at all the things that are not acceptable. I have a garage with no motorcycle jack, not enough tools to rebuild an old Ford in the driveway. That's not me. That's what I've done my whole life. It's buy these old shitters. My green Ford should be parked in front of the garage, and I should be working on it every day. I have 8 hours a day. It could be a new truck in 3 weeks. But aside from that, I've gotten back to, I remember all the things that made me happy when I wasn't using a can of beer to just gain immediate satisfaction.
You set
in
the crutch
quieting.
down.
Yes.
And you're like,
I forget that I get the same
again.
kind of peace after, when I'm standing there covered in grease and I pulled this old piece of shit into my driveway and now it's jacked up and piped with a badass stereo and the boys love cruising it around. And we've rebuilt all this shit. And I think I've remembered why I was a mechanic. I don't know why I've hated it so much the last 2 years. But of course I'm a fuck. It's my passion. That's all I've ever done. I've been a gearhead since the day I was fucking born. What the fuck else am I going to do? Go sit at a computer? Get the fuck out of here. Catch me hitting a vape and watching. I watch Fail Army religiously.
Bro, and
you get me in front of a computer, I want to watch people fall down now.
And I'm not doing anything else. No chores, no work, no scanning.
If Braden comes in, I'll push the monitor back a little so he can see it from the other chair.
Dude, I don't remember what I was going to say, but that is so magic. And what a journey. See, thanks for sharing all that with me.
Been awesome.
I like to know what's going on inside you. I was just thinking about Dustin because I'm proud of him. I can tell you the story now.
I talked to him on the phone yesterday, and man, is he in the zone.
He's in the zone.
Big things are going to happen in the next 4 months for Dustin.
You know what he told me?
What?
He said, and he didn't say much. I did too much talking because he just kind of threw out a little hint of like, yeah, dude, things got to change. I'm not stopping until I'm satisfied. And I was like, fuck yeah. And so I did, a lot of talking because I'm like, oh yeah. And then he said, yeah, dude, I got kids looking at me as their dad now. It's fucking wild. And I said, why wouldn't we take it serious and have fun along the way?
You know what's crazy that I've been thinking about a lot with less booze in my life? Legacy.
I know. It's so weird. And
oh, shit. Which one pauses? Space?
That makes me feel like one of your bitches, dude. Because you've done this before. Shout out Dan. Hey, dude.
What's up, G? He knows what's good.
Hey, buddy, I have an idea. We can do construction.
Oh, dude.
Wrap me into that.
You want to talk about a guy that put up with some shit? Because here's the deal.
By the way, long-suffering is the word that comes to mind. Daniel Hay is all those Hay boys are long-suffering.
You ain't shit.
Please.
And so there'd be times like when we're building custom porches, one of these beams is an $850 beam. And I don't know if you know about wood, you can't make it longer after you cut it. So they were always, when we were cutting 70-foot beams and, whatever custom shit we were doing, that always fell on my shoulders. They always, oh, no, fuck that. That's on you. Yeah, so I always had to cut that shit so that it wasn't on anyone else. I never fucked up, not one time. Daniel cut it too fucking short. We had to order a new one. So anyways, I was good at it. I understand why I had to do it. Most of the custom shit like that I had to deal with. Which, whatever. So sometimes they'd be working on something and I'd get done doing what I was doing, throw the satch off and fucking smoke a cigarette, chill on my phone for a bit. Like, you plan on helping? Any of you plan on cutting the next beam? If not, shut the fuck up. All right, you guys keep doing what you're doing. I'll keep doing what I'm doing.
Oh, that's fun.
I got to carry extra weight and all that stress. I'll sit over here and fuck off for a little bit.
Well, what we should do, if we're going to make goals that are attainable and all that stuff we talk about, next day's off. Let's fucking do the septic.
See what's good?
Yeah, let's go rent a fucking Mini X, be nothing. No, we're not beating the equipment up to use it for a day and see if we find
And also, if you're down, we could pour. There's a lot of money in concrete. Easy money. Because concrete's 1 day prep, 1 day pour. Strip it. In 3 days, we can make $5 grand.
But we're talking
profit.
about trying to surround ourselves with people that aren't drinking and drugging, dude. You can't get in the concrete game.
You ain't
dude, we'll start painting houses, you fucking idiots. Jesus Christ.
Dude, that double you.
Look at a Sherwin-Williams
I've never
account.
met a house painter that didn't have a dab pen on their person.
Dude, Sherwin-Williams accounts come stock with us. You sign up for an account, they give you a crack pipe, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, dude. Oh, man.
All right, listen, dude. I went to the shop in Manan myself and had a magic time, and I want to tell you about it.
Okay.
I roll up. Shout out Autumn, dude. Shout out. I think she's 17, dude. Jake's daughter. And
I didn't know that's who that was, or I so would have said hi to her.
Okay, now she knows. I'm going to edit some names, but she'll know. She listens religiously. It's nuts. I think she might be our biggest fan.
Damn, I so would have said. She was just eating her lunch when I walked in. I just thought she was a helper. I didn't want to go about bugging her.
Nope.
Because there was a couple people in there I didn't know. Looked like some hired hands. They weren't really part of the circle when we were drinking beer and joking about.
Yeah, she's part of the circle, but can't be drinking beer, you know?
That's fair.
But if she's anything like her dad, I'm sure it'll get a hold of her for they like drinking. And that's not a judgment, by the way. We love, that whole family. But, okay, so
Jake will drink a non-alcoholic beer with dinner when he can't drink. Like he doesn't just he's not just drinking. He fucking drinks beer.
He drinks beer.
And he's like, a goddamn Dr. Pepper ain't gonna take care of this. I'm gonna need some kind. If it's got no alcohol, that's fine. But I'm gonna need a beer.
I know, my dad eats something kitchenware. Listen, here's what I'm saying. I roll into the shop. Autumn, I'm just asking people how their day's going, right? Autumn's the first person I see. What's up? How's it going? Whatever. And she immediately wants to tell me everything she did. And she planted flowers along the shop. And she goes, come on, I'll show you. So she goes and shows me, which made me feel like people want to fucking tell me shit. Cool. And I'm good at, interacting with them. So
for sure.
Please show me. Fucking beautiful flowers, dude. And they sell biological organic soil amendments. So they freaking doused them in all this good stuff. Those things are going to just be immaculate. And then she said they planted a ton of sunflower seeds down the way. Thought, sick. She told me all about that. So I walk in and I'm like, this is magic, dude. People want to fucking see me. And so I'm like, cool, peace out. Go to the other end of the shop. I run into Weston and Gray.
Now, are you back by where the fridge is? I mean, I kind of...
Oh, you know the show. You're shopping.
I kind of know the layout of the shop.
Let me start over. Not all the way, but I roll into the shop. She takes me outside. We look at stuff. And then I go to the mixer.
Nice.
Run into Weston and Gray. Chat with them. And Gray gave me a compliment. He said, I love it when you come here, dude. It lifts the vibe. And I thought, God, cool. And then I just talked to them about my penis for like 10 minutes. I didn't really do a lot of listening. But
that's sick.
I needed to get it off of my chest. So then I roll around the corner.
Sometimes you get to make people listen to you.
Yeah. Well, and I know that and
I'll do it with no shame. I'm sorry you had to hear that. I had to get it out somewhere. You were the first.
That therapist I went on a date with said, you can take up space. Ain't a crime.
Is that old big tit Nat?
No. Nah, she was she R.I.P. dude. Blocked her. She didn't respond to me. See you later.
Does Bree have a fat ass? Big booty Bree?
Tight. Big booty Bree!
Yeah.
That'll work, dude. I saw it in pants this morning, and I went,
that'll do.
Nice, dude. If I saw that, like if I was at a pharmacy and I was waiting to get my cyclovir for my herpes filled, and I looked up and I just saw the back of her filling that, I would go, oh my God.
Nice.
Give me some of that. What did we used to say when we saw a fat ass? What was the gay thing? Do you remember that joke? If you see a fat ass and you don't say, girl, how'd you get all that ass in them jeans, you're gay?
Could be.
Anyway, so.
I don't know. I might still be gay. I'm not sure yet.
I'm at the mixer. Talked to them. It was great. I go, all right, we got to get out of here. So I cruise up around the corner to the front again, and I see Riley. So I go hug him, and I chat with him. And he tells me the coolest thing I've heard maybe my whole life. Dude, and these young kids, I hate my ADD. A couple weeks back, I also heard...
well, you never took your 10-minute.
10-minute...
Hey, you said in 10 minutes you were going to go finish the job in the garage.
Yeah, I know, if I needed to, but that probably would have scattered me a little more. All right, I'll get through one point at a time. Riley says to me that he goes, and you remember thinking this, we think it all the time. He goes, yeah, dude, I look back at my mindset a year ago, and I was just a little prick. And I said, me too, man. That's all of us, brother. And then also, by the way, I went and talked to a 17-year-old girl right after that, my niece, and she said the same thing. And I'm like, oh, these young, when we realize, like, oh, damn, I was so dumb, and now I can grow. And then it really unleashes a power in you. And he says to me, being around my dad this last year more than, like, anybody else has changed my whole perspective, because he can go around and he's positive everywhere he goes. He treats people with respect and kindness, and he lifts the vibe up. And I can do that. And I said, Riley, and it's in your DNA. You got like a freaking head start on everybody because you see your dad, and that's freaking genetic, dude. It's in you. That's nasty. And my point is, I remember when I was 15 years old, and Chant was talking to one of my friends about her dad, and I remember him saying, well, 90% of being a dad is being there. Mm-hmm. So if your dad wants to have a relationship with you, you should kind of give him a chance. That was what he was consoling this young lady. But I heard him say that, and I went, that takes a lot of pressure off of being a dad. Just be present. Just be with your kids. And then I know that's his mentality on being a dad, and he's done it for 18 years, and now look at what it does, dude. And sometimes we don't get to see the fruit of all our labor for some time, but we keep reaping, dude, and eventually we sow, because our kids go, yeah, I look at my dad and realize he's one of the greatest human beings that's ever existed, and I can be like him. And you go, yeah, that's why I was being a fucking kick-ass dad the whole time.
I think all it takes to be a good father is being present. And the one thing I would add to that, the best thing you can do that humbles your children and humbles yourself, when I make a mistake, I apologize like I'm talking to an equal.
Your boss.
Yeah. Hey, that was my bad. I was out of pocket. I shouldn't have jumped your shit like that. Yeah. I fucked up. My bad. I made a mistake.
Or like,
then they also get to see, no matter how big, how huge you are in their mind, they get to see that you're just a person that fucks up too. And it's how we react to that and move forward that really separates the greats.
Isn't that nice? Mm-hmm. And then you get to just do that all the time, and they just get it. Because that's the thing about kids that is so obvious. If your parents drink beer, you drink beer. If your parents smoke cigarettes, you smoke cigarettes. If your parents admit when they're wrong and fucking move forward in courage and truth, then you fucking end up doing that. Mm-hmm. That's nasty, bro.
It's going to be sick.
Yeah. So well done. All right.
And shout out, Riley. You are right. That is the shit. You literally, Tom Segura says it best, and he's really not being sarcastic when he says it. He says, if you're unhappy and you're just living in constant misery, it's because you have the mindset of a fucking loser. And you don't have to choose that when you wake up. Choosing to be a good dude, be nice to people, and be who you want to be. That's all you have to do to be happy.
Mm-hmm. And then there's going to be things that come around that make us feel like we're being a fool. Like, remember when I laid down the law with my dad and then I called you crying? Yep. I did the right thing. Yeah. But sometimes we do the right thing, we wake up and we go, I'm going to be the person I want to be. And then we do it, and for some reason it makes us feel like a fucking imposter or something because we don't maybe feel we're deserving of love. I don't know what it is.
That's exactly
I know it is. I'm a fucking genius. But my point is, that's just fear, trauma, bullshit. It's not the truth. And I know those thoughts come to us, but we've been saying it for a year and a half now. We're just curious, dispassionate observers of our thoughts.
Absolutely.
They don't run us. They'll say, hey, you're an idiot for doing that. And you go, no, I did this on purpose. I know what I'm doing. Mm-hmm. And then when you make mistakes, you'll fucking admit it and move forward.
Trust that you got the tools. Mm-hmm. It's all going to shake out how it's supposed to.
And the more that you do it, the stronger you get. We know that's how it works. But whatever, dude. Is it a self-help podcast? And everything, or is it a comedy podcast?
Everything at the end of the day, it's been more self-help for the last couple of weeks. I think it just depends on where we're at, I think, is really how it goes. Self-help podcast. Fuck, I don't even remember what I was going to say.
I was just going to say, save the beef for the deep freezer. Keep it out of the streets, dude. We got to eat. Let's get out of here. Anyway, shout out to my morning on the way here. George called. He's working at HK. He says, hey, I need your synergy expertise. We're trying to transfer from this tank into this tank. What do you think? I said, George, I'm right down the road. Would I be allowed to stop by? He goes, we got to get your PPE. But yeah. Called his supervisor. Freaking hard hat. High-res vest. Rolled in there. Obviously got my steel toes on. And I looked. It felt fucking cool, dude. It's like going to the shop in Manana. I just swung by. I was like, God, I don't know. Here's what I think. And then I left. And then George fucking nailed it because... That's the shout out. That's the whole point of the story. George is the man.
Shout out, George. Awesome on the fluid transfer.
It was fuck, dude. It was like a 1,500 gallon tank.
Yep.
And you open the valve on the bottom, and nothing comes out.
My dad just hit me with a little bit of oil filled talk, and I think that's funny.
What'd he say?
Okay, we are having dinner for Brooke. My sister just shout out Brooke that listens to the pod.
Shout out.
She's a nurse now. She's been raising a daughter and being married and getting through school. She finished, yes.
And that's some work. I've seen ladies do that. It ain't nothing.
She has fucking applied herself, and she's pregnant right now. But yeah, that's super awesome. I get to see her tonight, too. She won't hear this yet, but she'll be at Jake's barbecue. He said, okay, we're having dinner for Brooke, but we'll catch you on the next round.
Ooh, nice, dude. God damn. That's just working man talk.
Sounds good. Oh, then that one went blue. Fuck him. Maybe he's not gay. I'm not sure.
Damn, that sucks that this is only 2 minutes, but I need a bubble water.
Yeah, why does that suck?
Because I got to pause it.
You can pause it 850 fucking times if you want.
I know, but flow.
Fucking yeah, well, you're fucking up the flow now.
What are you talking
really
about,
fucked things up.
I'm not going to pause it.
Fucking kill myself.
Fuck you guys, dude. I hope you just sit there and listen while I go get a bubble water.
Yeah, I wouldn't even edit it out. I'd just leave it going. Thanks, G.
We're back with the zebra cakes.
The only thing better is when they get the little fucking Christmas tree ones out.
Oh, is that limited?
Seasonal? Yeah, that's more of a Christmas item. You're not going to see that in July down at the Walmart.
You don't say. Well, I had a cool metaphor I thought of, but then I forgot it. So we're going to open this zebra cake real loud into the microphone. Fucking pussies. That's funny to spend 20 minutes talking about how you can get your life together. Just do it. You're so strong. And then just like shit on it. Just, you're a fucking pussy. If you listen to this, I'm going to eat a zebra cake in your ear.
You fat kid. That's all time. That's the shit. What else have I been thinking about? Yeah, man, I'm excited for when I get a wife and find true love. Mm-hmm. Really looking into that a lot more.
I don't think it's right around the corner.
It is, but I got to do some shit. I have to fix some things myself that I've just been.
Putting off?
I have to actually date, and I hate that. If I'm going to get a fucking babysitter, I want to know that I'm going to have a good fucking time. I don't get a babysitter goddamn often. Mm-hmm. So it's like when I do, I want to go fucking ride the Harley and go have some fun, not go hang out with some stranger that sucks ass for 3 hours and go, what a shitty night that was.
First of all, I have been dating for this very reason, so that I could let you in on the whole thing. So I'll tell you the secret. But second, I remembered my metaphor. Drinking bubble water is a lot like eating ass. Because if you do it all the time, it rules, and you go around telling everybody how much it rules.
Yeah.
And they don't believe you, and they make fun of you. But you were right all along.
You really were.
Yeah. So, and also, I'm not.
I
still have not tried the ass eating, but I know it's going to rule because everybody that has ever done it says it rules. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, and getting your ass ate. Holy shit. I remember when I told how great that is. He looked at me like I had told him that I was running around giving small puppies cancer. He was disgusted with me. Mm-hmm. He looked at me like, oh, what? Mm-hmm. I said, buddy, you'll have to shut down a cell phone tower to keep you from calling that girl the next day. Holy And everyone I've told that to, after they give it a whirl, they go, holy shit, huh? Yeah!
So I guess it is a little better than bubble water that way. On that day, I compared it to anime, because anime's that way. Everybody that does watch it says it rules. I never met anybody that tried it and hated it.
Yeah, I'm not going to do it.
I'm not going to try it either. But that's eating ass. I'm not ready.
I've been thinking about smoking crack, though. That might be
you?
a cool thing for a year.
Well, you can go get one of those pipes at the vape store for like $3. So.
Did you hear about Yancey? He gave up booze, switched to crack. Be on black tar heroin by 2026.
Are you kidding? Well, if you could... Brother, you have the tools. Look at how far we've come. Because a year ago you said, I'm an alcoholic. There's no way I could ever get sober. And here you're like, yeah, I can do it. It's just going to take a little bit of discipline. So that's pretty cool. Hopefully we didn't lead you astray and you actually are an alcoholic. That would suck. But that just goes to show that you could smoke crack for a year if you want and then set it down. And you want to talk about a diet program?
Holy buckets, huh? Yeah, but the problem is I haven't been too kind to my teeth all these years. And I think if I got on the crack...
We're not sure how much more they can take.
Yeah.
Fair enough, dude. And I think I have a cavity, if I'm being honest. Shy guy with big dick.
Here!
Is it opposite day?
Could be. Big guy with a shy dick.
No! I was thinking confident guy with a tiny pecker.
That's awesome. Keegan talked about my wiener once, and I showed him a picture of a girl sucking it.
That sucks. Pardon the pun. Yeah, you're the only person in the whole world that I want to show you cool stuff, but I don't have it in me.
Well, he just said it out of curiosity. He said him and Brad were talking.
Well,
and I love what he said. He's like, God, yes, he's just got to have a hog on him. I love that that's the energy I give off.
Dude, best compliment I ever received.
And then the little fucking weasel goes, oh, I'm not impressed. And I said, well, I'll slap that baby on your little thighs, and I think it'll look a bit fucking different, huh? Jesus Christ, I'm 330 fucking pounds, and it looks like that? Fucking crap. I'll put stretch marks next to your dimples, old son.
What do they call that in art and photography?
I don't know.
There's a word for it, but somebody out there knows. God, that's nice. Thanks for sharing that with me. What a nice picture to paint in my head.
Keegan with just a hog hanging off him. Mm-hmm. I bet he's got a big satchel.
Cake.
No, dude, enjoy it. That's what
so good.
I love that you're having one. That's awesome. They are the best.
This will make you feel nice. Best compliment I ever received was from Allie. She said, "Yeah, you totally have big dick energy." I said, "Nuh-uh, for real?" And she said, "Oh yeah." I said, "Is that like a problem?"
Who's Allie?
Just a gal I dated for a while. And she said, "No, it's cool." And I went, wait a second. So me being confident. Just saying it like that made me go, so me being confident is hot to you and you like it. I'll be confident all the time.
Anyways.
What other snacks you got?
Dude, that whole drawer. There's chips. There's, I think, honey buns. There's nutty bars. There's all that shit, dude. And there, I got oven pizzas I can huck in, too.
No, I just need a little couple Doritos, dude.
And then I can make you chicken Alfredo, spaghetti. I got a roast. I got some chicken I can put on the smoker.
You're going to have to write it down, give it to me in the form of a menu, and then I want you to only treat me like a patron at a restaurant.
So here's what I'm not going to do. Any of that, right? Oh, man, I remember fishing for steelhead for 3 days straight, and I had thrown everything but the whole tackle box in the fucking river trying to catch these cocksuckers. And I dropped my pole, got snagged, and I pulled, and the line broke, and I threw my pole. And I looked back at Sam. I said, fuck, I'll send a menu down. What the fuck do they want? I was so over it, man. All that was left on my line was a sinker. And I fished for the last hour and a half of the day. That was the day we took a bunch of acid. And the sun was shining in the mountains. Sturgill Simpson was playing on my Milwaukee job site stereo, so it's echoing through the mountains and riggins. Majestic. No hook on fish. It was the best hour of fishing I ever did, too.
God damn, I'll bet.
Yeah,
one of my best hours of fishing, and it might have happened in the last year, so maybe it's been documented, but fuck them. With McCoy at Bear Creek and his Bree. And we were fishing and couldn't get them with spinners, but they were biting worms, and we ran out of worms because they were eating so much. And he picked up a grasshopper off the ground, put it on a hook, and caught a fish first cast. Good work combing your hair. It looks good.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And I brushed it, not combed it.
Oh, makes sense. That's why it looks like that.
Fucking retard.
What?
Oh, that's fun. Ooh, and I have little pizza bagels.
Cool. We'll take care of I'm going to start taking this podcast more seriously now.
All right.
And I was saying, if I don't come here and get treated like...
No, you were saying
the way
Coy
they're treating
put a grasshopper on a hook.
Dude, if you don't ask me if I want to start with an appetizer, I'm going to be so fucking mad.
Sick.
Okay.
Ooh, but I don't have dessert. I can't do things in that order. I guess the delicious treats could be dessert.
Yeah, zebra cakes, brother.
Ooh, I have confetti cake in a box that just needs baked.
I'll bet you could do crazy shit with that, too.
Put my dick in it.
What? So, I finished
and then I just listen to Michael Jackson while I'm doing it. You know what I do that's fun sometimes? I make it in 2 pie glass dishes instead of a cake tray.
And they're nice little pie cakes.
Yeah.
That's nice. I made a casserole that way the other day. I finished my can of chew, and I said, let's go, Bree. And we all went out there, me, McCoy, and Bree, and we frickin' caught as many grasshoppers as we could, and we stuffed them
just
in the
can
can
weeds?
of chew. Yeah. And so we'd get like 10 or 12 of them in there just stuffed full.
How do you kill them? Do you just give them a rattle?
You don't kill them. Live bait, brother.
Okay.
And you frickin' just crack that lid open just barely so they poke their little arm out, and you frickin' grab it, and you pull them out, and you put it right behind their goddamn eyeballs, dude. Fish out.
No kidding.
Yeah, you started telling a fishing story, and I went, I can swap fishing stories with a motherfucker, dude.
Dude, that's sick. There's the family cabin in Ashton. Right below it, behind it, and below it is Robinson Creek.
Uh-huh.
And the spring and fall with just a little silver Mep spinner or a rooster tail. Every cast, you just catch little 8 to 10 inch bull trout.
Oh,
it is the funnest fucking day of fishing.
The saddest moments in my life. This was like, that whole summer, I just went to Bone, the town, and then I would hike into wherever you could access the water in my sandals, and I would just walk up the creeks and fishing by myself, just spinner all day long. And you, same thing, like little tiny rainbows or whatever, you catch and release everything, but god damn, you're just walking down the creek by yourself, listening to Zach Bryan, just watching those little fuckers chase your bait.
We should go fishing before I go back to work.
Cool. Can do.
Oh, dude, yeah, we're going to have to.
We got to get you in the drift boat.
Tomorrow there's a chance of rain, but tomorrow I have a babysitter for the whole day.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Saturday's kind of sad because it gets busy, but...
Yeah, but we can pull it off.
We get to do that when we have kids.
I have a babysitter tomorrow.
That's what I mean. When you have one day to frickin' do it. Let's check the weather in St. Anthony, because that would be all the time. Tyler would shit his pants.
Would he come? Can he get off work for that?
Come. He's going to come, dude. But here's the thing. Well, I think it might be about done
how
working.
Exciting, dude.
Saturday, 70% chance of rain. We're fucked. 50 degrees. 7-mile-an-hour winds. So it'd just be freezing and wet. Not even that windy. Well, what a great idea. What else can we do? Uh-oh.
Well, we don't have to because of the 70% chance. I don't really buy that it's going to rain all day. I think it's going to be light sprinkles. We don't have to commit to being in a boat on the river for the duration of the day. We can drive places and go, ooh, that looks like good fishing.
Mm-hmm. I know all the places.
Dude, we can even fire up your little Hyundai. We can go white trash fishing.
Bruh.
tackle box and Ellie in the back seat of a shitty car.
You gotta lay down the back seat to put your fishing pole into the trunk space.
Oh, yeah.
But it still like hits you in the middle.
Well, Tyler, I'm sure, has a welder in his shop, right? And I'm sure there's some scrap metal around. We could literally make a fishing pole holder that bolts to the trunk. Just drill a hole on each side.
I think it's time to customize the Hyundai this summer.
Yeah.
That thing's gonna be the freaking shag.
Hell yeah, dude. We'll put some air horns on the roof.
And just paint the stripe from Dukes of Hazzard along the side, but keep the rest of it all gray and rusty.
For sure.
But just a nice stripe, same color Dukes of Hazzard.
Fuck yeah. That'll be sick as hell, G.
Dude, and then we start putting this new girl in some fucking Daisy Dukes.
Choo!
We got Big Booty Brie and some
Oh,
Daisy Dukes, some Daisy
dude.
D's. Oh my
Nice,
God.
dude. That's fucking living. Man, I hope the next
Would
bitch
it be
I
this
date's got a
podcast if I didn't find a girl to
badass-
lay with me and then we gave her a cool nickname? That
Yeah,
kind of
it'd be the
sexualized
shit.
her?
And it's kind of funny. It's kind of funny when you think about it. This seems like a good gal, and we like her, you know. And it's funny we give her a good name like Big Booty Brie, but then you know when we have a raging piece of shit laying in the cut that we haven't found out yet, subconsciously we call her cock. I think it shows you bigger things are at play here.
Dude,
know?
if you're just a young man laying your life on the line for a woman, she cheated on you, we have a name for you too. Mm-hmm. This is what it is, brother.
We got
So-
names.
We're all about our big booty bitches, dude. Fuck these other hoes. You know what I'm saying?
And I think one of the names you came up with that set you apart from regular name setters was the pickle jar. The way you whipped that shit out, and everyone still calls it the jar. You going to the jar? Or you gonna come
my
hang out?
God,
I'll be at the jar.
I forgot about that entirely.
And I don't know why Braden was infatuated with this that day, but Cody stayed at the jar for the first time. Turns out me and him are way cool. Even after I kicked him out of my truck the last year, we never really talked about that. That's just kind of
That was
gone.
just kind of where we left things. But
Yeah, we laugh, have fun. He stayed at the jar where I live all the time in North Dakota.
Thanks.
And he walked into the shop and he goes, "God damn, you got kind of a nice fucking setup over there at that house, huh?" I looked at him. I said, "Yeah, I run a fucking tight ship. We don't just let everyone stay over
You're
there."
so good at
So keep it
impressions.
fucking-
I didn't know anybody could do Cody Williams, dude. That's like how he talks.
It is too. I didn't want to do it, but I couldn't get out of there. Yeah, but I was like, "Yeah, I fucking run a tight ship. We don't let just anyone stay over there. All those kids that are messy and shit, they ain't staying at the jar. We don't roll like that." I said, "So keep it tight." And then Braden that afternoon just kept laughing about it. He's like, "That was funny shit. Yeah, I run a fucking tight ship. Keep it clean."
You are a master, dude.
Locked in, G.
You are locked in.
It's going to be crazy to see what the next year's like now that I've unlocked this whole...
New power.
And how about you killing it with the 21-day goal? I was like, "I'm never fucking drinking alcohol again." And you're like, "Hey,
Oh,
pump
true.
the brakes, bud. Let's talk about this some, huh?"
get through a
Why
couple
don't we
weeks.
set a reasonable goal and start there?
Oh,
And I'll tell you, I was super fucking proud of it because that last day
Yeah,
I wanted to
dude.
drink, and I said, "That's close enough to 21 days, even though it's the 21st day." I did. I fucking made it all night. I said, "Fuck, I didn't come this far to quit. I'm getting through. We can drink on day 22.
Dude.
Oh, that was fun, man. I enjoyed it.
It's kind of
I'll tell you what's a treat. What is an absolute treat. Oh, and that's the one thing I don't know if I touched base on with the whole not drinking. I sleep like a fucking baby. I don't toss and turn. I fall asleep and wake up 8 to 10 hours later in the same position I fell asleep
You want to
in.
talk about physical well-being? The P, inspire.
So good. But when you wake up, you know, because sometimes as adults we wake up at like 1:30 in the morning and immediately get hit with a couple thoughts, and then you're awake and you can't fall back asleep. The beautiful thing about getting fuck is you can just walk downstairs and go out in the garage and take like 4 rips and get back in bed and fucking whoa.
I've always been too scared to do that because, and I'll tell you why. Remember Allie with the big dick energy? Mm-hmm. I had, but you know.
No, you said Allie had a big dick and you love dating her. That's cool.
Actually,
but
she
anyways,
is
you
the
like
one.
to see homos naked.
I've told
I
the
get it.
story before, but she's the one that I went to Arizona and then I texted all my friends and said,
She's a
"Bad
tranny?"
news, guys. She has a penis."
Yeah, nice.
But we're cool. We're just gonna hang out for the week, maybe
Sick.
be friends. Anyway, she would wake up in the middle of the night and ask me, like, wake me up to reach over and grab her vape, or her weed vape. And it was like, "Hey, sweetie pie, let's try getting all the way through a night's sleep without having to like stop for a vice." Because if you wake up in the middle of the night and take a shot of Fireball, you're a lunatic. You're off the deep end.
But also, put that shit on your side of the fucking bed, because if you wake me up again in the middle of the night, I'm gonna hit you with whatever you asked for. It's coming as fast as I can throw that son of a bitch. That's awesome. That
I watched the
reminds me-
funniest special of all time. I'm so sorry, but I've been dying to tell you about it, and I want to
Who?
do it on the cast. Ian Fidance.
I know.
And he's a lot. He's tough.
East Coast?
Yep. Mustache. Kind of famous. A big part of the whole bit is he's bisexual. Cool with trannies. He's just a freak. But I watch this, and I know that everybody thinks that I'm gay, and I'm not. But this...
Gunner!
Coming. Yeah.
Give me a hug. Sorry I yelled at you. Wade had just came in right before you and interrupted me twice, so I was fucking pissed about it. Love you. Quit breathing so heavy. You sound like a puss.
Gotta throw one of those out there. Now.
I love you. Tighten up.
Damn, what? Remind me?
The tranny by...
Yes, Ian Fidance. So, my point is, watching this special, and maybe I was stoned, but I went, oh my God, if that's my dream of the energy and the vibe he has on stage is my favorite brand of funny, I think, or what I kind of go. It's this fucking manic, but you know what I mean? Fun and very expertly done. I thought it was a very well done special. Chris Rock can suck his fucking nuts, dude.
I'm telling you, I don't... And it almost makes me uncomfortable when Joe Rogan talks about Chris Rock's last special, because he goes, ruthless. He was fucking ruthless. And I'm like, I thought it was kind of medium. Thought it was mid. I thought it was mediocre.
Yeah.
I thought a guy that is that experienced could have came a little better. The way, in the manner which he was speaking to me in this fucking special is is this a rally? What are we...
Yeah, are you my
Is
grandpa?
this, are you leading it? Knock it the fuck off and tell me the fucking jokes. Make it funnier. Quit acting so serious, you fucking idiot.
I think what he did was he got drunk at the last thing.
And also, you stood on a stage and got smacked by a grown man. Now you want to talk about it? Shut the fuck up, pussy. He'll smack you again, and I bet you. He goes on to say shit on TV, and he goes, you didn't hit him back? Yes, I was raised with manners. You mean you got a pussy, you fucking I don't give a fuck if we're in the Pope's bedroom. Someone fucking slaps my face. It's on. Let's go, bitch. We're getting it. You pussy motherfucker. And then you get on stage and go, this motherfucker. Shut the fuck up, bitch.
Yep.
You fucking pussy. We got a word for you in bars. It's called a fucking Shut the fuck up and get me a drink, son.
Might have got a little
That got a little...
there. I don't think you call black people son.
No, boy is the one you can't. You can call anyone son, but they would say the racial one is boy.
Today my mom is touring a plantation house.
You better ask her.
I did. Ask her what? About it?
Yeah, say, hey, find the first black guy that's working around there and ask if it's racist to say son or boy.
Well, you've heard all the Shane Gillis has a bit about it.
I'm pretty sure it's boy.
No, about going to a plantation, George Washington's whatever, and the
What are you doing out?
And the black dudes staying in character as slaves and how it's kind of uncomfortable. I told my mom about it. I said, I can't wait to hear how it goes. I wonder if there's reenactors there that are this is where the massa sleeps, and you just have to be there.
It would be kind of shitty if it was just you, because if I'm a guy that works there and I'm in character, and then it's just some cool guy in a tracksuit that's hey, I'm high and you really got to stop doing that. I'd be like, all right, check it out, dude. This is kind of
yeah, wouldn't that be nice?
This is the shit.
That's crazy that they don't.
But he just gets further into
They'll
it.
just say, no, I'm fucking.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, so anyway, that's cool about my mom.
As soon as I get done tending to the cattle, I'm going to head down to the creek, fetch Master some more water.
I hope that they're doing that and my mom has to be around it today.
Oh, that'll be awesome. She's so kind it won't faze her.
No, she goes.
Some people.
It was just a different time.
Yeah.
I can't believe they did that. What a sweet lady.
Isn't it crazy how polar opposites attract, like her and your dad?
Oh, my God.
I'll tell you one thing I've thought about a shitload not drinking is how fucking different me and mother are. Mm-hmm. We don't like any of the same shit. Mm-hmm. It was fucking insane that we ever tried to be together. It was fucking nuts, man.
Well, here's what happened. Is we got to think you weren't you. You're as we unlock these new things and start living these different ways
I was
or whatever.
underdeveloped.
Yeah. Well, or there's just more bullshit in the way.
Yeah. I love the way you said it. Yeah.
Or there's more bullshit in the way of your true self coming out. But now that we're sorting this bullshit out and we're being kind to the different parts of us, our true self comes out, and then we get to see it. And we know when we see it how good it feels. ASMR. Chubby ginger munching.
Oh, dude.
Yo, we called him Timothy Spudwell. Timmy John Spudwell, dude.
Timmy Johns, I love that.
Anyway, whatever. Oh, as we unlock, the true self comes out. My point is, there was bullshit and trauma, and you weren't your true self. But this is where this, all this shit I read about the unconscious being true, and as we get more in line with it, we're more godlike. All that shit is like, we know when we do the right thing and we're on the right path and we're being our true self. And we know when we're not, because remember how much turmoil you were in back then? And it was because you were not being yourself. You're being this different version of you that ain't no good, and your subconscious was like, hey, this isn't cool. That's why you gotta go strip clubs and cheat and shit. Mm-hmm. It's because you're all fucked up now of sorts. But once everything comes into alignment and you're living in homogeny with your unconscious and your true self, then you go, holy fuck, that was crazy.
Homogeny, what's that? You know what I still laugh about?
Balance,
you having
mixture.
to correct me from saying bi-curious, because I've said that for years,
I can't believe they let you do that.
Dude. No one ever said anything.
That's because, and see, if people thought you actually had a college degree, they would have corrected you. But you're a mechanic. Right. They say, that's just how he says it.
That's funny.
Anyway. Sorry, thanks for letting me say all that other stuff. What do you got? We did it.
Whatever you're thinking about doing, fucking do it. Do it with a purpose. Quit being a pussy. Quit listening to your fucking loser ass fucking fag fucks around you that tell you can't do something.
They're wrong.
Whatever you've been thinking about that you don't feel like is attainable, that you feel like is a key to moving forward and moving down your path and getting to the next step in your life because you feel like you're caught in between, fucking do it. Get the fuck up and do it. Quit being a pussy. No one gives a fuck. If you live like a loser, you'll be a loser. Play the victim, you'll be the fucking victim. Mm-hmm. Get the fuck up and do something worth doing today.
Play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
And be nice to people that deserve it. And if you run into a motherfucker that just needs an earful because he's a fucking son of a bitch, feel free to give it to him, too.
Mm-hmm. You can take up space.
Mm-hmm. If someone disrespects you, whether they mean to or not, in a public setting, it's completely fine to
let them know.
Start a conversation with them about it in front of everyone about how you're not okay with how they're talking to you. Especially asshole motherfuckers working a cash register because they didn't work hard enough or do anything with their fucking life. You want to Ace Hardware's paying you $12 an hour and you think you're going to take it out on me? All I have to do today was get that light bulb. I'll stand here for 15 minutes and make you feel like shit. You're not going to treat me like shit because your life sucks, you fucking retard. Get out and work hard. It takes all kinds, and I guess if you want to be a loser, I'll see you at Ace Hardware. Fuck you.
God damn. Anyway, brought to you by Ace, the helpful place.
The helpful hardware store.
Alright, email us at nexttimepod@gmail.com and collectively suck our dick.
Sweet. I was underdeveloped.
Yeah. Well, or there's just more bullshit in the way.
Yeah. I love the way you said it. Yeah.